Hey, man, I should call this the car diaries at this point. Every time I'm driving. But that video, the last video I uploaded, where I was talking about like, don't talk crap about your exes. It's pretty low, blah 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 blah. I mean, it's true. Now, the context of that video, I should have made it clear though. I thought that people would really actually understand, but there have been a few people who went over right there, right over their head. The context of that video was for like normal breakups, okay? It wasn't for a dangerous or abusive situation. Obviously, if you're in something like that, obviously get to safety, contact authorities, and get the hell out of that relationship, okay? What I was talking about was more, especially if there's kids involved, what I was more talking about was just normal breakups, guys. And really what it is just, I think what it is just people just searching for instant gratification to run from the hurt instead of allowing the hurt to move through them and then healing and then letting go properly. And then stepping back with, to gain clarity sometimes, because emotions are just running high at those times. And it makes it very easy and convenient to act impulsively. Emotional impulsivity is probably one of the worst ways to ever, make a decision. Any decision, it doesn't matter. So, it's really important to be able to have that self-awareness to where you see that that's happening. Just take a step back and gain some clarity and get to a more unbiased place. Get to a place where you are the observer of the emotion rather than the emotion, right? And you want to observe yourself and do some introspective work to better understand where these emotions are coming from and why do you feel that way about this particular situation, and apply some rational thinking, some critical thinking to those emotions to make sense of them, or to even hold yourself accountable for maybe some like more comfortable false narratives that you might have created about the situation that are driving these emotions, because emotions are not the first step. The first step is usually your belief that drives the perspective that then drives the emotion. Or is it the belief that drives the emotion that drives the perspective? It's one of them. But it starts with the belief. So you have to check yourself on what you're choosing to believe, because it's very easy to just follow a false narrative that can make yourself feel more comfortable, to alleviate some of the accountability that you should actually be leaning towards if you're really looking to heal from whatever happened. And it doesn't mean that you automatically just say everything's your fault either. That's not, unless that applies. But if it doesn't, then it's not so much on blaming the person either. It's finding the balance between the middle. Like, just literally looking at a situation unbiased, or as unbiased as you can, because I understand that you were part of that situation. But to step back in awareness as the observer of what happened, and to look at the situation from that point of view, and no biases, no judgments, nothing. And you'll see, how things actually might have gotten misunderstood, or whatever actually happened. And then from there, assess where your part in it was, and where you can do better, and what the lesson is in that pain. Obviously, whatever decisions you made along with the other person is what brought about that ending. And not looking at it like it's the end of the world, because then that drives that's also another thing that drives a false narrative, that drives very strong emotions and strong impulsivity to make really bad decisions. It's not the end of the world, guys. Like, that is the cycle. Things end, and every ending is a start to a new beginning. So, so whatever did end, there's a new beginning right there. And it's about, how do you want to begin that beginning? What cycle are you continuing or breaking? And part of that is checking yourself. And that way you don't repeat any of the toxicity you might have done to help create the consequences that you don't want, that are hurting you now. So, yeah, a lot of that is, I think people are just running from that process. I think that they're being short-sighted, and it's dangerous to be short-sighted, because relationship or not, even with your habits, health, whatever it is, being short-sighted has long-term high cost. And being long-sighted has long-term rewards. Like, you got to look at more than the discomfort of right now, and go beyond that, and not really look for instant gratification. That's another thing that can lead to toxic decisions and situations, is instant gratification. That instant, you don't need it. Like, you actually don't need it. And if you've never tried it, then you might not really know what I'm talking about, or you know what I'm talking about, but you feel like you need it. You don't. There are big rewards in delayed gratification, and disciplining your behavior, and being patient, and giving yourself a pause, and not getting caught up in emotion. And just the intensity of the moment. That's all. That's all, folks. And I'm going to continue driving because I have to go somewhere. But yeah, just wanted to say that. Just wanted to share those thoughts. All right, you guys. Much love.